It's been nearly 2 years since Israel, the UAE, and Bahrain signed the Abraham Accords, followed by agreements between Israel and Morocco in Sudan. And despite regional challenges, they are going strong. I sat down with Israel's first ambassador to Bahrain, Ambassador Eitan Na'eh, in Manama to find out more about how relations are shaping up. History was made on the White House lawn about a year and a half ago. What changes have you seen since that momentous signing on the White House lawn till today?
I saw a lot of progress. I saw two Israeli embassies open in the Gulf, one in the UAE, one in Bahrain, a consulate general that was opened in Dubai, dozens of agreements that were signed, 40 agreements and papers and MOUs with Bahrain, dozens with the UAE, free trade agreement that we signed with the UAE just recently. So really a lot that happened in a short period of time. Relationships are still, in its infancy, need more nurturing and protection.
Yeah. You've been ambassador to the UAE, now ambassador here to Bahrain. What's the reaction from the Emiratis and the Bahrainis and the people here in the Gulf to the Abraham Accords?
Look, we are welcomed here. Wherever I go, I'm not saying that I've been to every house here, and sure enough, there are people here who don't like our staying here. But the people that I see, whether it's the leadership, whether it's the business community, whether it's people that I meet, are very warm and welcoming. And I think that they believe in what we're doing, in creating a new reality.
Why would the Bahrainis take such a risk for peace just 100 miles from their mortal enemy, Iran?
I think the Bahrainis are seizing the opportunity. The opportunity that is presented by having peaceful relations in the region and peaceful relationships with Israel. We have experience that we are happy to share. We have a country, a friendly country here, with some of the same problems that we face, shortage of water, need of technology, innovative spirit that you can find here in Bahrain. And I think that putting these two together can put us onto some great things in the future.
What should people in the West know, say specifically in the United States? What do they need to know about the Abraham Accords?
That there are a significant, in fact, historical change to the course of events in the Middle East. They are an effort to take a road that has not been taken before, establish a relationship between Israel and Arab countries, and not just that, it's proving to the rest of the Arab countries, to the rest of the world, and to the rest of the people in this region that it is possible. We try to build a model that hopefully will be copied, a model and type of relationships and type of cooperations where other young people, especially young people, will look at their leaders and tell them, but why not us? Why can't we join this really big effort to make the life of everybody better, more secure and prosperous?
What threat does Iran pose not only to Israel, but to many of these Gulf nations?
Iran poses an existential threat to my country, to Israel. They said it out loud, we will wipe Israel off the map. A nuclear weapon makes it much more, or way more easy to achieve. Our leaders, many leaders, said that we will not allow, never again. But also here in the region, we see what Iran's actions and Iran proxies from Yemen to Syria, Lebanon, Gaza are doing. And with the nuclear weapons, Iran will see, we might see Iran, we will see Iran unhinged. And it's exactly the kind of threat that we are facing, whether it's rockets and missiles over to Abu Dhabi or Saudi or Israel. They tried it all.
So, Ambassador, right now there's on again, off again negotiations about the Iranian nuclear deal. What kind of reaction are you hearing from the Bahrainis and the Emiratis here in the Gulf?
We hear from them exactly what we say. I think that the threat and the threat perception, the threat levels are pretty identical by those who live in this region, by those who experience the kind of behavior that Iran got infamous for. And the threat, the concern is real. We all know that the mother of all problems in the Middle East is Iran.
What role does media play in the Abraham Accords, and what's reported here from the region?
The role of the media is to really show the truth uncut, to show the truth, to give the full picture, and to explain to people what we're trying to do here. And that is an immensely important thing to do. People need to see the whole truth, not just parts of it.